There has been so much stuff and good stuff either being shown, sneak peeked, or launched this past week. We have to talk about it. My wallet is screaming. Hello and welcome if you are new here. My name is Rachel, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. We're gonna talk about all the new makeup releases. I wanna hear your thoughts. I'm gonna give you my thoughts. It's okay if we don't agree. I'm gonna link everything down below in the description box that I can, including release date information, pricing information, the Instagram accounts I pull from. It's all gonna be down in the description box. Everything that's on my face today will be in a pinned comment, and let's get started. I feel like this year, the spooky themed launches have just like exploded. You know what I mean? So many brands are doing Halloween collections, and I'm living for it. It is what speaks to my soul personally. I love Halloween, it's my favorite holiday. So let's talk about some of them, shall we? The first one is the Glamlite and Ghostface collection, which we've been talking about for a long time now. And they finally, since the last time I filmed this video, they've shown every single piece in the collection, and it has already launched. It did launch the day that I'm filming this, which is the 29th of September. I didn't want to buy the whole collection. Like, I was not interested in the lip kits. I was not interested in the blush because it's a red blush. I already have a red blush. I don't need any more red blushes. I don't use red blush enough to warrant having two different ones. And I didn't want the lip scrub, lip duo thing. I don't use lip scrubs. So I was really interested in picking up the eyeshadow palette, the hand mirror, and the highlighter. Those were the three things I was going to pick up. I love Scream. It is my favorite horror movie. I used to watch it on repeat, actually 1, 2, and 3, on repeat as a preteen. Like, it was always playing in my room. So I love the theming. Unfortunately, I signed onto the website at 11 o'clock Eastern time when it was being launched, like the moment it was being launched, and the highlighter was not even on the website. I was really upset and disappointed. I was like, oh, maybe they only wanted it to be available with the PR box or like with the full collection, and they didn't say anything. So I was kind of upset about that, and I was too scared to wait to figure it out because I've gone on in the past, like when I tried to buy, was it the Chucky collection? The blush sold out within literal minutes. Like, I didn't want to wait around. I wanted to check out as soon as I could. And I got the palette and I got the hand mirror, which is the other two things I wanted. And then like 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, they posted something on their Instagram saying there was a bug that they fixed and the highlighter is now available, but I'm not going to pay a whole nother shipping cost just for the highlighter. You know what I mean? So I was a little disappointed in that. I was really, really excited to try the highlighter, but in the big scheme of things, do I need another highlighter? Absolutely not. I think I'm going to live without it. And the eyeshadow palette, of course, is the thing that I'm the most excited about. So let's just talk about it. It is basically a cool tone neutral palette, and it does give me similar vibes to the Chucky palette, but I do think there are differences. I do like the fact that this Ghostface one has some lighter mattes, which was missing for me in the Chucky palette, and there are some lighter shimmers as well. So there is a little bit more of a gradient in this one, which I'm very much enjoying. So as soon as I get it in my hands, I will use it in some capacity. I don't think I'll do a dedicated video to it because at that point, it will have been old news, but I will put it in like a testing new makeup video or something like that. I want to know your thoughts. Did you pick up anything from the collection? Did you also have a problem ordering the highlighter? Let me know your thoughts down below. And it is available, I mean, unless things have sold out, which I'm guessing they have, but I will link it down below anyway. Another spooky launch that I want to talk about is Melt is collaborating with The Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite Disney movie of all time. Super nostalgic to me. I will be honest with you, when I saw they did like a little sneak peek saying they were collaborating with Disney, I was kind of surprised. I kind of just feel like it's a lot of Disney collabs. I'm not against Disney collabs, but I do feel like it's kind of been overdone now at this point. It almost slightly cheapens the brand to me. I don't know why I say that, but that's just kind of how my first reaction was. I was like, really? They're doing a Disney collab? That's kind of weird. But I will say the look of the products are really cute. Like, there are some things about this that I really like. I will say I love the packaging on everything. I think it's so well done, and it is like stepped up for a Disney collab. I love the hand mirror. I love the packaging on the lipsticks. Has Lock, Stock, and Barrel, which are like my 3 favorite characters from the movie. I love them. I don't know that I'm gonna pick anything up from this collection, I'll be honest with you. Like, part of me wants to, but part of me is like, it's gonna be really expensive. And the eyeshadow palette, I'm not crazy about the color story. It's like kind of a rainbow palette, which I've got enough of those in my collection, and I wasn't super impressed with the Melt palette that I bought. The last one that I bought was the, whatever that one was. I thought it was just okay. So I'm not really wanting to buy a palette from a brand where I think the formula is just okay for the price point. I love the packaging on everything. The highlighter actually is one thing that does look so beautiful. I might pick that up. How much is the highlighter? $42. Anyway, it is available October 2nd at 2 p.m. Central Time. I'm gonna think on it. I have a lot of makeup coming to me, so I may skip on this altogether, but the packaging does look really nice. One other spooky launch that is coming is Makeup Revolution is sneak peeking that they are going to be doing a collaboration with It Chapter 2. So it just says it's coming soon. They're dropping collabs multiple times a week now. I'm just like, okay, it's time to slow down. It's time to slow down. It's a lot. But speaking of Makeup Revolution and collabs, the Willy Wonka has been revealed. We did talk about the sneak peek last week, and I said I was interested to kind of see what they were going to release. So there are a lot of products in the collection. The Golden Ticket palette for $18.30. It's a neutral palette, and I'm a neutral gal, okay? I love a neutral palette, but this looks like it has not a lot of variety. All of the shimmers, apart from that one like gold shimmer, they all look pretty darn similar. I feel like this could have A, been edited down, or B, had some more variety. So I'm not gonna pick up the eyeshadow palette. They have some lip glosses for $7.31 each. We have 2 lipsticks for $7.31 each. We have a chocolate bubble bath. I think that's kind of funny. Like in the movie where Augustus Gloop ends up swimming in the chocolate river, like I would be in my bathtub trying to swim in the chocolate river. There are also some everlasting gobstopper fizzers. That's kind of fun. Then we have the Good Egg, Bad Egg highlighter, which is kind of fun. I mean, they did do a good job being creative. I will give it to them. And there's a makeup bag, and there's a couple other products that I don't know. This post is a little confusing. And there's also an advent calendar. If anything, I think the only thing I'd be interested in is the egg highlighter. I'd have to like look on the website and look a little deeper into it. But overall, I don't know. I don't really feel like anything in this is really calling to me. I was interested to see like if there was something I might want to pick up, but I think I'm gonna skip on this collection. It is available now on their website, so I will link it down below. But of course, give me your thoughts on this collection if you are also a fan of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The next release I wanna talk about is the Fantasy Cosmetica Warlock collection. I already did a video on this collection. It's already up on my channel. I will link it down below if you wanna check it out. But they did come out with an eyeshadow palette. They always do 9-pan eyeshadow palettes, and the quality of their shadows is very, very good, especially their shimmer shades are just so freaking super shiny and shifty and gorgeous. Their mattes are good too, but I would say the shimmers are where the brand really stands out, in my opinion. It did launch on September 27th, and the collection includes 5 lip oils and a perfume. I did on my Instagram lip swatch all of the lip oils. They are very pigmented. There are 2 of the 5 that are sheer with glitter particles in them, and then there are 3 that are very opaque that are more cream. And then they also launched a perfume that is definitely more on like the herbally grassy side. I wasn't crazy about the perfume, but of course I am not a perfume connoisseur by any stretch of the imagination. Sometimes I don't even wear perfume. I'm kind of just like, you know, I wear whatever I feel like smells pretty mild. Like I don't like strong smells. So all that to say, I will link my video down below if you want more information, and I will link this collection down below. I'm so excited to continue using it. I really enjoyed my first and second experience. Another thing that I wanted to mention that we talked about and now has been fully shown is Up Beauty is releasing 2 highlighters and a highlighter brush. This is the Serengeti collection. There are 2 of them. Actually, I have them here. Let me show them to you.
A few moments later.
I did receive these in PR. The packaging on these, honestly, is so beautifully stunning. It is really luxurious looking. And then on the inside, we have this absolutely gorgeous, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it, but absolutely gorgeous double pan where we have, what is this? A cheetah. We have this cheetah imprinted in the front and then a landscape in the back. And there are two different colors. This is more of a pink and this is more of a champagne. This one is Safari Sunset. So of course you could use them individually or you could mix them together. And this one is Wild Acacia. Acacia, is that how you say it? And this one is a little lighter. So this is more of a white highlight with a pink. Ooh, I don't want to touch it. You know, when the embossings are this beautiful, I literally almost don't want to use the products because they're so nice. But I just wanted to show these two. They're so stunning. And then they also came out with a new highlighter brush. I will say this highlighter brush is quite large. I have kind of a small cheek face area. So I don't know if this is going to be like my favorite highlighter brush. It's pretty big. Actually, this would be nice for powder. But thank you, What's Up Beauty, for sending this my way. I'm so excited to use them. They're really beautiful. I don't want to ruin the pan embossing. But anyway, they are available now. And part of the proceeds are going to the Serengeti Cheetah product of Tanzania, which is really good. The highlighters retail for $34 each, which I think is nice. I mean, again, it's pretty luxurious, so I get the price point. The brush retails for $40. These are natural hair bristled brushes, so they are more pricey. And then you can get the entire package with both the highlighters and the brush for $91.80, which I think is a good deal. So yes, of course, I will link it down below. Something that I bought, Game Beauty released 5 new monochromatic eyeshadow palettes out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, like they were just sneaking around the corner and then just dropped these 5 palettes. I was talking to Angelica Nyqvist. I was talking to her on Polo and I asked her like, how are they? And like, if I want to try the brand, what one would you recommend to me? And she recommended the neutral palette because she knows I like neutrals. And she said, the quality of these palettes is really nice. They're monochromatic, but they're offering different depths and different undertones within the 9 pans, which is really important in my opinion for such a small monochromatic palette. I did pick up the neutral palette, which is, I believe, Geo. It looks really pretty. It looks really pretty. I'm very excited to try it. I've never tried the brand before. I picked up the palette. I also picked up the highlighter that goes with it and their brush set. I've seen a lot of creators use the brush set, so I was curious to try it out. So these are the Elemental Blast palettes, and these are palettes that go with their 5 existing multichrome highlighters or like iridescent highlighters that they have. So I think it's fun and they're really affordable. They go between $20 and $28 depending on the palette. And they did price them differently based on what type of special shades or lack thereof are in the palette, which I think is really nice. They are available now. I will link them down below. I've never tried Game Beauty before, like I said, and if you have, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you enjoy the products from the brand? I'm very excited to try them. Something that also I have that I received in PR that I've already uploaded a video on is the new Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon and ColourPop collection. So they have done a Sailor Moon collaboration a few years ago, right? And it was very well received. I remember seeing a lot of people loving it. And so they now have come out with a second collaboration. It is available now, so I will link it down below and I will link my video if you're interested in checking it out. But there's an eyeshadow palette, 2 pressed powder highlighters, 2 cream gel liners, 2 lip kits, and a face gloss. Spoiler alert, let me just give you like a quick little synopsis. The eyeshadow palette is very light to mid-tone, so that's not my favorite thing. My preference is when a palette goes from light to deep, at least in the matte shadows. Like that is something that I personally look for. All the other products were nice, but that's kind of my thought on the palette. So let me know if you are interested in this collection, if you picked it up. I would love to know your thoughts. I definitely was intrigued when I saw like Trend Mood post her unboxing, you know, several days before the launch. And the products look really nice. Like the packaging looks really nice. I think they did a good job. Now, I'm not a Sailor Moon girly. I've never seen Sailor Moon. I'm not familiar with Sailor Moon. So that is speaking from somebody who's not a fan, if you will. But of course, let me know your thoughts. Something that I'm very much considering because I've been talking about how much I want to try Glamlite Cosmetics. And the Nearly Natural palette came and went, and I still have FOMO with that one. It looks gorgeous. And this new palette that they're launching could be also up my alley. So this is the Rich Romantic palette 4 multi-chromes, 1 duochrome, 1 sparkly shimmer, 1 metallic, and 8 buttery smooth mattes. Coming Saturday, October 7th at 5 p.m. Central Time. This palette looks beautiful. It looks like a neutral palette with a twist because you do have those browns. You have like more of a light matte shade, more of a like a mauve matte shade. Then you have a pop of peach. You have a couple of pops of purple. This looks like something I would really, really get a lot of use out of and would really enjoy. And I've heard nothing but amazing things about Glamlite's formula. So it's definitely something that I am going to think on. I love the packaging as well. Give me some inspiration, like should I do it? Should I not? Tell me now what I should do. I'm definitely thinking about it. I know it takes a long time for their products to reach the US because they are an Australian-based indie brand, but it might be worth the wait. It might be worth the wait. We'll see. Hopping on the collab train, well, I guess they've done collabs before, is Alamar Cosmetics. I really enjoy Alamar Cosmetics. I own a lot of products from the brand. I actually own almost everything that they've launched. Their bronzers, I really enjoyed. Their powder blushes that came in the trios that they sold before long ago. Love those blushes. I have their liquid blush. I have their brush, like their brushes. I have several sets of their brushes. I have in the past owned several eyeshadow palettes from them, which I have decluttered actually, but I really enjoyed the formula of their eyeshadows. So they are doing a collaboration with Cheetos Flamin' Hot. And I think this is kind of a fun collaboration. So it says it's a limited edition collab. It's going to be available only on alamarcosmetics.com on October 5th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. There's an eyeshadow quad for $24, Say Cheese May Plumping Lip Blush for $20, Plumping Lip Liner for $16, Heat Stroke Duo Ended Cheek Stick for $25, and Black Liquid Eyeliner for $14. I'm not gonna pick anything up. If anything, it would be the eyeshadow quad, but I think I'm all set. But I did want to just mention it because I did think it was cute and fun, and I'm glad that they're back because, again, I love Alamar Cosmetics. Like, I really enjoy the products I've tried from them. I wish that they would keep releasing more things because I think the quality of their products is very good. So yeah, very excited to see them back at it. One other spooky release that I forgot to mention that I did want to mention is Wicked Widow Beauty is releasing a new eyeshadow palette and also a lip set. So let's talk about the palette first. This is the Graveyard Smash palette. I am getting this in PR. I actually think if I wasn't getting it, I would purchase it. I love the quality of shadows from Wicked Widow Beauty, especially their shimmers are so beautiful. So I'm so excited to have this more grungy leaning palette from them. That is one thing that has been missing for me from the brand is I've not like super vibed with a lot of their color stories. They did put out like the Scissor Hands palettes, which are very heavily blue, and I'm just not a blue girl. And their spring palette was really pretty, but it wasn't like my favorite color story. But this color story I like a lot, like a lot. I'm so excited to try this one. When it gets to me, of course, I will use it on the channel in some capacity, but I do also have a discount code. I don't know if it's affiliated. I've never gotten any commission from it. Could be just nobody's used my code yet. But it's Rachel Palmieri 10. Of course, I will spell it out. My last name is hard to spell. I totally understand that. I'll put it here. And by the way, always in my description box, I list all the brands. There's not too many, but all the brands that I do have codes with are in the description box. But you can save 10% with my code. I think the palette is retailing for $36, which I think is pretty good. And then there's also a lip set. And this is in collaboration with Goth Adjacent. And Goth Adjacent is an account that I follow on Instagram. She does really beautiful eye looks, really beautiful, like dramatic looks, super pretty. And it says, together with Goth Adjacent, we've exhumed 3 ghoulish shades of matte liquid lipstick that we hope will haunt your looks this whole spooky season and beyond. I don't know if I'm getting this in PR. If I am, of course, I will use it on the channel. I love the packaging with the hand coming out of the grave holding a lipstick. I think that is so genius. That is so cool and so fun. Love the packaging. Congratulations to Goth Adjacent and Wicked Widow Beauty. All of this stuff is available now, so I will link it down below. I don't know if my code will work with the collaboration item. I'm guessing it won't, but you can, of course, try. e.l.f. is over here being sneaky, okay? They have become, in my opinion, they have become a dupe brand or trying to dupe products from high-end brands, right? They had that Halo Glow wand, like the Charlotte Tilbury, not making any sense. They've done a lot of dupe products, okay? And now, this collaboration with Jennifer Coolidge, which I think is cool, Dirty Pillows, And it looks very similar to Pillow Talk. Like the whole vibe, the whole pictures, the whole marketing, very similar to Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury, in my opinion. Even the font looks the same. So it is a lip set. It has an O-Face satin lipstick in new shade Dirty Pillows, which is a rosy pink. Looks very similar to Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. Lip plumping gloss in new shade Swollen, which is a creamy light pink. And this is like a very, very pale pink. And it's a plumping gloss. I've never tried the plumping gloss from e.l.f. The O-Face satin lipsticks from e.l.f. I really, really like. I think they're really good. Cream Glide lip liner in new shade Fill Frontal. Looks very similar to Pillow Talk, but anyway. And then an e.l.f.ing iconic mirror embellished with lips are the mirror to your soul. It is available now. It's a limited edition collaboration, so I will link it down below. I'm not going to pick this up. It's just not something that I would use. I do own all the Pillow Talk lip products from Charlotte Tilbury, and I think they're pretty, but I'm not a pink lip girl. I rarely wear them, although they are pretty and I like them. I'm just not really one to wear a pink lip very often, so I think I'm going to skip on this. What are your thoughts? Are you interested in picking this up? Did you pick it up? Are you a Jennifer Coolidge fan? I mean, I always think of her in Legally Blonde. That's where I really think of her the most.
It makes me want a hot dog real bad.
And she's hilarious, so I think this is fun, but I'm gonna skip on it. If you've been here before, you know I love Patrick Ta. I did end up skipping on his last launch, which was that all matte palette. I just have too many things. Like, I only have one face, right? And like, I can only spend so much money on makeup. So I ended up skipping on it. I am kind of having FOMO. I know it was well received and I know the quality of the shadows was good. Maybe I'll pick it up at some point, but he is releasing his holiday release. In the past 2 years, he's done like a 6-pan cheek palette. I own both of those palettes. The first year was really good. Like, I really enjoyed all 3 of the blushes. There was a cream blush and a powder blush. Really enjoyed it. The second time, there were 2 blush duos and a highlighter duo, and I actually thought it was okay. Like, a lot of people hated it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was as good as the first year, but I still enjoyed the products. And now we have something, again, a little bit different, along the same vein, but different. The Major Holiday Face Palette, a limited edition face palette that gives you sparkle, shimmer, and a festive glow, featuring 2 new blush shades and an eyeshadow quad. So it's 2 blushes, a cream and a powder, and then 4 shimmer eyeshadow shades. $65. As much as I love Patrick Ta, I'm not gonna pick this up. I just know I won't get use out of this. Like, if 2 of those eyeshadow shades were mattes, and maybe one of the blushes wasn't a pink, like it was a peach or even a brown based or a berry, like I don't need 2 new pink blushes. I don't wear like pink too often, like a cool tone bright pink like this. I just don't. And I don't ever do eyeshadow looks with only shimmers. Like, I just don't. And maybe this would be like a good companion palette, but I just know myself, I'm not gonna reach for this. So I'm gonna skip on it, which is kind of, I mean, it's good because I'm saving $65. And like, do I need another blush palette? No, I don't. All in all, I wish that maybe only 1 of the blushes was a pink, and then I wish that 2 of the eyeshadows were mattes, and then I would consider it. But I think I'm gonna skip on it. Let me know your thoughts. And it says it is now available for app early access at Sephora, so I'll link it down below. Another thing from Patrick Ta is he's releasing the new Make It Major multi-dimensional eye toppers featuring 2 shades. They're just like loose eyeshadow pigments that are sparkly. $28 each, which actually is a little cheaper than I would have thought they would be. Not for me. I'm never gonna reach for a loose pigment like this, but I can see how it would be pretty and how somebody would enjoy this. I'm just not gonna use it, basically is what I'm trying to say. But let me know your thoughts if you are interested. So last week we talked about Shroud Cosmetics restocking some of their palettes, and they said that something new was coming, and they are releasing blushes. So to go along with the Peaches and Dreams palette restock, we are finally launching the Peaches and Dream extension, which includes 8 nail polishes, 3 luminous blushes, and 2 super sparkly highlighters. So there's more than blushes. I should have read the caption a little bit better. It says that it's going to be launched on September 30th, which is the day that you are watching this, at 10 a.m. PST. I could be coerced into picking one of these up. That like true orange blush. Angie, it's a glowy orange blush. I think you need it. I don't see the nail polishes on this particular post. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Oh, the nail polishes look so pretty. Maybe I'll pick some of these up. We'll see. Oh, someone help me, please. Someone take away my credit cards, please. Another thing I wanted to mention in terms of restock is Adept Cosmetics is restocking the Heather Austin palette, which is really exciting. And they are updating the packaging to match their current packaging that they have with their palettes. If you haven't tried Heather's palette before, it is so amazing. The shimmers are actually so unlike any other shimmers I've ever tried. And I've tried a lot of shimmers. These shimmers are just like the ultimate sparkly, shifty, shiny shimmers. They're super emollient. They're almost like a cream shadow. They're just very impactful. So if you are a shimmer gal or guy and you want that like extra sparkle, you might want to consider it. It's really, really beautiful. It's going to be available today, the day that I'm filming this, so it's already available. I will link it down below. So congratulations, Heather. That is so exciting that it is coming back. The last thing I want to talk about is something I'm absolutely not going to buy, and I'm just like, why? Morphe's holiday release. I don't really talk about Morphe releases here, but I just had to mention this, okay? The Artistry Unwrapped collection. Now, I am a neutral girl, as I've said 1,000 times already. This looks like every palette they've launched in the past 10 years, just with different packaging. I feel bad for them. Like, I just don't feel like they're doing anything different. I mean, do something different. Switch your packaging up, like do a revamp. I guess at this point they're in transition with a whole different thing because they filed for bankruptcy, they've been bought out. So I'm hoping that like with this new ownership, that's somehow something's gonna happen different, because this just looks like a snooze fest to me. And even though like objectively it is pretty as a neutral collection, I'm just bored. Like I'm just bored. And that's why I never mention them on my channel, just because I'm never interested in their products. I'm really not. So it doesn't mean that you don't have to be, but I'm just a little confused. All right, and that is it for this new makeup releases video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on any of the new makeup releases, either that I mentioned or did not mention. I would really love to know your thoughts down in the comments because I love hearing from you. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly and I'd love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.